nation's favourite antiques experts.
Yes, a good weight.
And it smells.
Oh, steady, behind the wheel of a classic car.
Good morning, my lady.
Good morning, Parker.
And a goal to scour Britain for antiques. Whoopsie.
Come on.
The aim to make the biggest profit at auction. But it's no mean feat. There'll be worthy winners.
And valiant losers.
Will it be the high road to glory?
It's about winning.
Or the low road to disaster? Pop, pop. This is the Antiques Road Trip. Yeah.
So I'm sort of nice and cuddly warm. I got something over my knees.
It's like taking Grandad out.
It is.
Day trip.
Day trip. Come on, when can we stop? Have I remembered my teeth?
Yes, old man Braxton is back on the road, accompanied by fellow auctioneer Izzy Balmer, looking the picture of youth.
I think of myself as a 90s child.
A 90s child. Well, I think of myself as a 90s child. 1890s.
Anyway, Brackers is older than their fine set of vintage wheels, the 1978 MGB.
Izzy, this isn't just an MG, it's an MGB. What does the B stand for? Braxton and Balmer.
I like that.
MG Braxton Balmer. Or Balmer Braxton. Or Balmer Braxton.
Balmer Braxton, Braxton Balmer.
Yeah.
What do you reckon has the better ring to it?
Balmer. Barking.
I thought he had his teeth in.
Braxton. I don't know. One of the two.
Izzy and James are meandering the B roads of England's eastern counties, skirting the coast before retreating inland and turning north to their final auction in Lincoln with the last of their treasures.
There's a lot of value in old jewellery now, isn't there?
Oh, definitely. Especially like the Georgian? The Georgian.
Georgian.
The Georgian, yes,
Yeah.
the Georgian jewellery. Because there's just not that much of it about.
Obviously, keeping up with trends, you know, studs for the belly button, all that sort of thing.
You've got studs for the belly
You've got
button.
well, or, you know, if you've got a 2-carat diamond, where are you going to put it?
I'd rather not say, old boy. It was peaks and troughs for Izzy last time, and she starts out today with £183.42 in her piggy. James, meanwhile, struck it lucky and nipped ahead with £343.56 at his disposal this time. Well done.
So it's to the east of the country, isn't
Yes.
it? Next stop, what? Oh, Scandinavia. Your favourite place.
Yes.
Suppliers of Scandi spoons.
Yes, that make me profits.
Make your profits. Remind me, was that your only profit?
Oh, James! How could you?
Bad Grandad. This time, our expert pair are touring the eastern English counties, and Izzy has ceded the car to James and has been dropped off at her first stop of the day. Looking ahead to auction in Beccles, she's off to the Lincolnshire village of Weston near Spalding, hoping for more than a meeting with Long John Silver and a parrot at 3 pieces of 8. Packed to the gunnels with all manner of things. Time for Izzy to get galvanised.
I always think of my brother when he has this thing. I'm just giggling at the ridiculousness of it. He has this thing where anything that is remotely hat-like, he likes to put on his head. And I've just seen this. And this is all going to go on my hair, so I'll dip it out first. But what?
Youngsters, eh? The mature antiques hunter would never be seen gallivanting in a silly hat like that. Oh, sorry, I spoke. Mr. Braxton is travelling east and south through the Fenlands now to the Cambridgeshire market town of Wisbeach, home of Thomas Clarkson, who devoted his life to the abolition of slavery. Time for James to park himself at his first shop of the day, Granny's Cupboard.
Hello, James.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
I'm Richard.
Richard, now, this is a lovely old game, isn't it?
It is indeed.
It's a solitaire. It's solitaire because you played it on your Todd, or...?
That's why, yes.
How much is something like that, Richard?
With the marbles, 25.
25. You
Yeah.
see, that is a beautiful object. So it's mahogany, and then we've got all these different coloured marbles. That's lovely. But this is... I see... Have you laid out these fascinating items for me, Richard? Then?
I may have.
What? So that's a stable block, isn't it?
It is, yes, yeah.
And then the intriguing thing is we've got here 1837 to 97.
Yeah, the Diamond Jubilee.
of Queen
Victoria.
Queen Victoria.
I'm
That
sure
is
she'd be chuffed to know she was on a stable block floor, wouldn't she?
And how much is something like that? That's fascinating.
Well, not too much. Be a tenner to you.
Tenner. Isn't that a fabulous object? If you're going to buy something commemorative, why not buy a humble item rather than yet another beaker or yet another tankard?
Yes.
That's a good start. I'm intrigued by these two items, and I love things like this.
Yeah, that's a lovely mirror, isn't it?
Isn't that a great mirror?
Yeah.
If you're going to buy a mirror, why not buy a really good mirror?
Yes, yeah. That's a very unusual mounted one with a mount through the middle of it.
Through the mirror, and incorporated within the design.
Yeah.
And then it's cut on the back and then silvered.
Yeah.
So you get this sort of faceted pattern.
Yeah.
Isn't that fabulous?
It's a beautiful mirror.
It is, but carry on looking while we find out how things are progressing back in Weston. Do not put that on your head, girl.
I spotted some chairs. These ones are really lovely. I think they're in oak, and these are really beautiful. It's a pair of 19th century chairs, and they've got this cross design, which some people often refer to them as sort of ecclesiastical in their design. So you've got this almost trefoil design here, and then it's mirrored at the top here. So that's really lovely to see that symmetry.
She's weakening. Call Ian.
Hi. So my problem is I like chairs, but I'm going to a silver jewellery and fine art auction.
Right, OK.
Which is kind of small, little, pretty sparkly things.
Yeah. So not really the stuff they're looking for, then, is it?
No.
Right.
Have you got anything like that?
We've got a few things in the shop. Yeah, if you're welcome to come and have a look.
Yes. Show me. Take
Great,
me there.
let's go.
Thank you.
I've got a nut with silver mounts.
I think we might be getting somewhere.
It's nice that it's got like the silver top and bottom there, and that it's mirrored in the design. I'm just a bit baffled as to what you'd use it for.
It probably could have just been like a stand for a desk or something,
Like a pen pot?
or something like that.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have been made for liquid, I wouldn't think, because the inside's not lined.
No, exactly. And they haven't actually really properly hollowed out the
No,
interior,
that's
have
right.
they?
So it's probably just a decorative item.
I'm presuming that this is the maker's name that's a little bit rubbed. That I can't really... It's like a Stagnaro or
Stamped with the mark of a self-taught South American silversmith, Gustavo Stagnaro, who's been silversmithing in a Creole or native style near Buenos Aires since the 1970s.
Where did this come from, Dave?
I picked it up in Canada.
In Canada.
£40.
If it was of interest to you, I could do 25, but that is the bottom.
That could be of interest to me.
Could be of interest to me.
I thought I was going to have to do some haggling.
I might buy it off him for 25.
When I bought it, the exchange rate was extremely favourable.
How unusual. So, Dave, you've made a very kind offer of £25 on this, and I am losing at this stage of the game, I'm going to take a risk on it.
Okay.
Yes, please. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Well, she looks right chuffed with that. Now, back at Granny's cupboard, is James still pondering that commemorative brick in the fancy mirror?
How much is something like that?
Has a price on it. 78.
Oh.
Yes, it's a beauty. I could obviously do a deal, but
Could you? What sort of deals are we looking at?
65.
65. Yeah.
It's a stunning mirror.
Do you know, years ago I bought a brick.
Did you?
I quite like bricks.
I'm sure you can get help for that.
Could you be squeezed a bit more on that, Richard? What about 50?
Are you interested in the brick as well?
I'm definitely.
60 for the two of them.
60 for the two of them. Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you very much indeed.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Nifty 50 for the mirror then, and 10 for the brick, and he's off. Well, that was easy and quick. Meanwhile, Izzy's 45 minutes away, heading for the Cambridgeshire Cathedral city of Peterborough, where she's bound for the local ice rink. Her mission here is to learn more about the world's second most popularly participating winter sport, which emerged from the frozen waterways of the Fens, bandy. Lim Gibdeswart is head of the GB Bandy Federation.
Oh, I don't know how to slow down.
Oh, yeah. Well done. Well done.
Played across the globe, from Colombia to Japan, traditional bandy, played in teams of 11 on a football-sized pitch, owes more to field hockey and soccer than to its contemporary ice hockey. The indoor version is six-a-side rink bandy.
How did bandy originate?
During the winters up on the fens was a time really of hardship, but also of sort of ameliorating that hardship by physical activities that were pleasurable. That's really how the sport started. People liked sort of team games and football and things like that in the summer, kicking a ball around and so on. But of course you couldn't do that once the land was frozen.
From the 18th century, a form of bandy is thought to have been played in Wales and in Russia, as well as in England.
I can see some props here, Lynn.
Well, yes, that's one way of...
I don't know.
Well, they could prop you up, I suppose, if you're in difficulties. But yes, this is a bandy stick or club, and you'll see that it's flat, it's curved, and some people say that the name bandy for the game is from the Old English to bandy about, you know, to bandy back and forth. But the other Old English is curved, as in bandy legs.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a bandy stick, and it has to be curved.
In ice hockey, you have a puck, but this is a ball.
It is.
And it's pink.
It is, isn't that lovely? This ball actually runs really quickly over the ice, so you have to be fast to catch it.
Originally, there were no rules, and clubs agreed before games how they'd play. But Charles Goodman Tebat, a Cambridgeshire speed skater and bandy player, thought there was a better way.
He decided that really what was best for everybody was if they could sort of codify the rules. These are some original rules here that they've sorted out between themselves, basically.
And look, that's his name there.
Yes. It's amazing, isn't it?
Is it fair to say that this book, which is the Bury Fen Bandy Club,
Yeah.
of which C.G. Tebbett was a member,
He was the captain of the club as well.
this is like the precursor of the national rules that are now played today?
Yeah, and those rules that were set back in 1891 are still the same rules that bandy is played to today by all the different countries. Now, Russia claims that they are the originators of bandy, but the Russians play to British rules. OK? So tell that to President Putin.
If I see him, I will. In the UK, bandy is mostly played indoors these days. Time for Bambi to take a shot. There she goes.
Takes a bit of practice.
I am so glad you were here. Right, so starting here.
Yeah, start like that.
Yeah.
And you're just going to swing and strike the ball.
Whack it. Well, that was painful, but she's game, isn't she?
Let's go.
Do you know, I think it's best. 14 miles northwest is where we'll catch up with James now, en route for beautiful Stamford. Setting for many a period drama, and no wonder. Our Mr. Darcy, or do I mean Mr. Bennett, is driving his phaeton into town and taking his calling card to St. Martin's Antique Centre. That's sweet.
Hello, James.
Hello, it's Lucinda.
Hello, we've met before.
We have. Lovely to see you again.
Well, it looks absolutely chocker again, doesn't it?
It is. We've got a few new dealers, lots of new stock.
Fabulous. I'll rootle around if I
Do
may.
that. And
Thank
let me
you.
know if you need any help.
Don't worry, Lucinda. He's an expert rootler.
Oh, that's a bit jumbly for me. Bit too beady. Aha. Here we are. That's good. Lucinda, got a pair of cufflinks here. We got some studs as well, so it was quite fun. Which says silver on them. Mother of pearl. They're quite pretty in a way, aren't they? They're a full set. And these could have been the shirt studs here.
Studs.
2 shirt studs showing, and then the waistcoat. What sort of price could that be? Could that be 50?
What about 55?
Yeah, I'll do 55.
Okay.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Put those behind the counter.
A dashing first purchase, Mr. Darcy.
Ah, no. Here's what the Scots call a quick. And it was something that you would take whiskey from. But the thing of interest for me is on the base, we got a George III cartwheel. This is a coin. This was a coin developed and manufactured by the very famous Matthew Boulton at the Soho Manufactory in Birmingham. And he's so famous, he is commemorated on a £50 note. So our highest pound note, there he is, there's the man, Mr. Matthew Boulton. There we are, with James Watt, the Scotsman, founders of the Industrial Revolution. And there's the Soho Manufactory. And this coin here would have been made there. So a real link with the past. £58. It's just too much for me. I'm in it to win it, and I don't want to go squandering my money.
And that's how the rich stay rich.
Now that's a chair. That's a chair that has lived. It looks like we've got this very lovely timber here, the ash tree, and it's great for bending. You can steam it. We've got this lovely stick back here. It's always nice when you've got something curved. It's slightly more comfortable. If you're straight back, you know, your body's curved. Look at me, I'm curved. The funny thing is, Izzy's done quite well with chairs, and it sort of got me thinking, maybe I should get in on the party, really. 65. I'm going with 45, and let's see if I get it for 50. Lucinda, here we are. I found another item. This remarkable chair. Could we do...
What are you looking at?
45.
What does it say actually on the ticket?
Oh, you don't want to look at that.
Well, I won't know what's written. So
You don't want to look at that.
Well, not that way round, anyway. 60. How about 50? Meet in the
50, there we
That
are.
sounds like a good number, doesn't it, this week?
Textbook.
Fantastic.
Grandad's as sharp as a tack. A total of £105 for the chair and the cufflinks. Time to cough up.
Thank you much indeed. Really kind, Lucinda.
Lovely
Thank you
seeing
much
you again.
indeed. I'm off.
Good luck.
And with Izzy back in the driving seat, James is free to limber up for the evening with a bit of dad dancing.
It's all in there. I've got a good rock on here. It's very good for toning, Izzy. So much toning can be done in the car.
I think I'll just focus on driving.
You focus on driving. I'm going to focus on toning my buttocks.
Enough, enough. Nighty-night. Another day dawns, and it's a pea super.
Where are we?
We are.
I know I should know because I'm driving.
We are in Cambridge. Oh, you're not to know. It's another lane, isn't it? To you?
Yes.
Just another lane.
You're my navigator telling me where to go.
We're in Cambridgeshire, and we're near Huntingdon.
Huntingdon.
Yeah.
Now, that name rings a bell.
Does it?
The Earl of Sandwich.
Ah, the sandwich.
The sandwich.
You know, sandwiches at the desk. That's the erosion of society.
Sandwiches are fab.
Do you have a favourite sandwich? What is your favourite filling?
Oh, fish finger sandwich.
Fish. Oh, that's very trendy.
Fish finger
Very
sandwich.
trendy.
Jam and peanut butter.
Jam and... Oh, that sounds revolting.
No, it's delicious.
Never served that to our resident food critic.
I like Italian prosciutto roll.
Oh, that's very posh, James. Here am I with my fish finger butty.
Yeah, or I do like an avocado and bacon.
Oh my goodness, we're getting posher.
Yeah, well, you can keep your cheese and pickle.
Snob. James made a rather odd purchase of a brick yesterday.
I quite like bricks.
I'm sure you can get help for that.
And also fancied a fine mirror, a set of cufflinks and a chair. But still has a healthy budget of £178.56 left.
Thank you very much indeed.
Okay, you're welcome.
Izzy parted with a modest amount for a silver-mounted good.
How unusual.
So she sets out today with £158.42 left to spend, and her South American find has fired up the pedagogue in James.
You know, South America was very famous for its huge silver deposits, and the Spanish, that's how the Spanish got really wealthy. And they produced this coin, which was an 8 real coin, which became known as pieces of 8. Pieces of 8.
You will never guess what, James. The shop that I bought this from was called the 3 Pieces of 8.
No!
Yes!
Oh, look at that virtuous circle.
Time to own up, though.
So I bought a chair.
What? Hang on, chairs are my thing.
I know. I just wanted to muscle in.
You're a good student.
I am a good student. I aim to please. Yes, miss.
Class dismissed. Time for Izzy to leave her pupil and carry on to her first session of the day in St Ives, near Huntingdon, birthplace of Republican and Roundhead Oliver Cromwell. Izzy's first shop continues the revolutionary theme with the name Hyperion, a titan god of heavenly light who overthrew his father. This emporium of earthly delights has been in business since 1960, and its antiques goddess today is Maria! 35 dealers sell their wares here, and it looks like Izzy means business.
It's a German silver dress clip.
I'm particularly drawn to this feathered design and the fluidity of it. It's such a simple design, and then you've got this gorgeous cabochon. I think it's possibly Amazonite. I mean, this is really, really lovely. I mean, normally with dress clips, you'd have a pair of them because they can then alter the shape of the neckline of what you're wearing. But with something like this, you could just clip it to a lapel, a bit like your own jacket. You could clip it to a lapel of your jacket or to a scarf or something. So, £18 on that one. Can I put that to one side, please?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Of course you can. She's really got her eye on silver this time, hasn't she?
Maria, I've discovered this really rather nice paper knife. It's white metal. I can't see any hallmarks on there, and I like it because it's got this golfing finial or terminal or handle even at the top here. It's marked at £28. I don't think it's got any huge age. It's 20th century. Do you think there is any wiggle room on this?
Well, she's got 28. 26?
Any chance we could call the dealer?
Yes.
Oh, that would be super. Thank you very much. It's a letter knife. It's a good, usable item. It is only £28, so it's not going to eat into my budget too much. That being said, I would like to try and get some money off it.
Over to Maria.
I've spoken to the dealer and she said 22.
22. Practically a bargain, isn't it? Yes, please. Thank you very much.
Right, 22 for the paper knife and 18 for the brooch is £40, so that's a total of £40, innit?
That's a nice even number. I can just give you 2 20s. How easy is that?
Easy, lovely, excellent. Buckle up and be off with you. We'll catch up with our man now. He's headed 20 miles southwest to the Bedfordshire town of Sandy on a gastronomical trip to discover more about a local delicacy which harks back to this rural county's agricultural past. On hand to tell him more is bakery owner David Guns, lending a hand, feeding the animals at a local farm while he waits for James.
I see you're hard at work.
Yeah, it all has to be done, doesn't it? There's only so many hours to get it all done.
Is Bedfordshire famous for its farming?
Extremely famous. I mean, not so much nowadays, but
You're
going
not
back
biased,
years.
are you, David?
So I'm not at all, not at all.
And legions of workers on farms before the tractor.
Yes, it's become very mechanised, hasn't it? Like anything over the last years. But, you know, yeah, back in the day, there was an enormous amount of people doing huge numbers of hours, yeah.
Being outside in the fields from early in the morning, farm labourers would have been exhausted and ready for their midday meal.
They've got to put back what they're working off, haven't they?
Yeah.
It's not like they'll be going to McDonald's and all things like that, is it? It's a totally different lifestyle.
Nah, quite.
In centuries past, the packed lunch of the rural workers toiling in all weathers for meagre wages might have been the kind of pasty which David specialises in making today.
Well, James, this is the answer to the problem of the farmers and how they'd keep going all through the day, of course.
So this is the calories?
This is the calories, yes. They're called, wait for this, Bedfordshire clangers.
Clangers? Why clanger?
Well, why indeed? What do you think of with the word clanger?
I think dropping a clanger.
As in a mistake?
A mistake?
Yeah, well, that's one theory, because the big thing about these is they're sweet and savoury in the same pastry parcel.
Originally made with suet and boiled, not baked, clung dumplings are recorded in the 19th century dictionary. Clungy and clangy, meaning heavy. The origins of this dumpling-turned pasty are obscure.
So, like a Cornish pasty, but this is mains and pudding.
Absolutely, a complete meal in one. The original fast food, I call it. This is apple on the sweet side here, which goes really nicely with the pork.
But this is the lovely thing about all our regional differences. You know, everybody's heard about a Cornish pasty, but I've never heard of a Bedfordshire clanger. It looks delicious. May I try one?
I think you certainly may. I think you have to, don't you, James? Help yourself.
So this is on.
Savoury side is nearest you.
Not our gourmand's normal lunch.
Very nice, isn't it? Will you teach me how to make a clanger?
I'd be delighted, James, yes. We'll go and do that.
Fabulous.
Who knows why the Cornish pasty flourished while the clanger vanished and has only been resurrected in recent decades, but David's on a mission to restore it to its former glory.
Don't think about it, James.
Yeah, that's right, yes.
That's the problem. Everybody thinks about things too much, don't they?
We try and put as much as we possibly can in, because everybody wants a well-filled clanger, don't they?
Yeah, they do. There's me apple now. So you're just about a spoonful in there.
Yeah, nice spoonful.
It's a fine balance. Oh,
dear.
Clanger in the making there.
Absolutely. So, shall I start? Just take one, just going to bring it over, and then I'm going to, any escapes, push in and just press down gently, because I don't want a big ridge of pastry at each end.
No, this is where it all goes horribly wrong.
Oh, I'm sure not. That's good, that's good. I need to catch up with you now.
Go on, David. Look lively.
Oh, hush. His clangers will be perfect.
Now we're going to put them in the oven and bake them, all right?
Okay.
And 40 minutes later, voila! The fruits of their labours.
These are your ones, and obviously my one's risen enormously, hasn't it?
I think it's you've clanged really well, and I think that's the proof of the pudding. It's absolutely the taste of Bedfordshire, that's the thing.
Every
Past
time
and
I cross
future.
the border, it'll be a clanger for me.
No better recommendation than that, then. Wonderful.
No, thank you. It's great
Very nice of you to come
Really
along.
good fun.
Cheers.
While James enjoys his second clanger of the day, Izzy's speeding on towards the day's final destination and considering her next moves.
Sometimes, actually, I just think that I want a little James in my pocket that I can get out and just ask his advice on things. A little miniature James would be very handy.
The Pocket Braxton! Get your Pocket Braxton here! Onwards, then, to that ancient fenland seat of learning, Cambridge. In this city of perspiring dreams, both our experts will be hoping for glittering prizes at their shops, which are right next door to each other. But Izzy's here before James and headed for the Cambridge Antique Centre, which has been trading since 1989 and looks full of promising things.
I think I might have spotted something. It's a miniature chair!
It is silver, got a full set of hallmarks, and it's this sort of lovely cherub decoration. It's repoussé, so that's when you push the silver out. It's decoration kind of from within, pushing the silver out, whereas with engraving, you're carving the decoration into it. It's not going to make me a huge amount of money. It's priced at £28. There's probably not really a profit in that, but just for the very fact that I've got a theme of chairs, I'm so tempted to get this. I might have to see if a little cheeky deal can be done on this to tempt me.
Time to call in Cheeky Sheila.
I've spotted this chair, and this one's priced at £28. Do you think there could be anything that we could do on that?
Well, normally it would just be 25.
OK.
But I can phone the owner.
Oh, that would be brilliant. Before you go, I have also spotted this caddy spoon. It's priced at £49. So basically what I'm wondering is, what's the best on the chair?
Yeah.
But if I were to get both, can we do something even better?
Of course, I can only ask. I'll go and phone the dealer.
Thank you very much. So just notice this Georgian silver tea caddy spoon. And I quite like tea caddy spoons. And what you look for, the most collectible ones are the Georgian ones, and of course in silver. It's £49. I probably want to be looking at £30 for this one.
In your dreams, then, because the combined ticket price is £77. So let's see if Sheila can bring glad tidings of great joy.
Right. I phoned the dealer.
OK.
If you buy them both together, 50.
For the pair?
For the pair.
And if I were to buy just the chair or just the caddy?
20 for that and 40 for the spoon.
While she's humming and hawing, James has arrived at Hive Antiques through the wall, and it looks brim full of possibilities.
What a lovely day. Anyway, I've been here many moons ago, and it looks as though you still have the same lovely stock. Not exactly the same, I should add, but of similar vein. Now, can I browse around?
Have a look round, and if there's anything you see you want to know anything more about, just come and ask me.
That's right, Brenda, you keep an eye on him. Oh, look, here's Izzy hot-footing it through from next door. Maybe she fancies a sniff of old carpet too.
James, what are you doing?
Don't worry, they're clean. They're clean. You smell the smells of souks and Marrakesh and donkeys and mopeds. Yeah, it's all good fun. The colour of ancient lands.
So, I have a bit of a silly novelty one. I found a miniature silver chair.
Yeah.
Which amuses me.
Yeah, yeah.
Silver Georgian caddy spoon, I think I'm going to buy.
Yeah.
They are from the same dealer, so I could have the two for £50.
Yeah. That sounds good. Silver sale.
Exactly.
Age.
Yes.
We like age.
Good condition.
Yeah, as Herod, I would say buy that. Yeah. There. Yeah. Come to Herod. Come to Herod. Anyway, good luck with it.
Thank you. I think James has just made my decision for me. This is absolutely brilliant. I was feeling so nervous and anxious and in turmoil. And I just feel calm and serene, and I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Maybe thinking about Mini James in your pocket while you strike a deal helps.
You know what I've just realised? If these don't make me the money I need them to make me, I can blame James, because he's told me to get these too. So, yes, I better go and settle up.
30 for the caddy spoon and 20 for the miniature chair. Now, has James caught a whiff of something other than donkeys and souks?
I got some cash that I need to get rid of, and as an innkeeper, I'm naturally drawn to tankards. These are known in the trade as jugs, because they have a handle. I can see it's got silver hallmarks on it, and it's in that precarious time when the sovereign took a little tax for silver. So it's got the sovereign head tax that was repealed. I've forgotten when it was repealed.
1890.
1781 or something like that.
No, 30th of April, 1890.
No, it was repealed. Repealed in the early 19th century, I think.
Look, it's called the duty mark, and it's 1890.
Now, I found this rather nice tankard. It's got a good weight to it. It's a sweet little vessel. It has 130 on it. Brenda, what can you do on that?
The very best price is a straight 100.
Straight 100. Brenda, I will give you 100. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That's James's pocket £100 later. And they're off. Next stop, sale room.
I've been to Beccles many times. It's a lovely, lovely town. But auction day, day of judgment. Now, Izzy, will you be walking the plank, or will you be hoisted to the crow's nest in great victory?
I'm hoping the latter.
Batten down the hatches then, clamber into the bunk and get some shutter. Good morning, Beccles. Once a flourishing Anglian river port on the River Waveney, which flows betwixt the counties of Norfolk and Suffolk. Today, it's pleasure craft, which ply the 17 square miles of waterways which make up the Broads National Park, and the sight of all that leisurely cruising certainly floats my boat.
Anyway, I'm excited. Dreams are made in Beccles. Did you know that?
Of course I know this.
And our Palace of Dreams this time is Durrance, established here in 1853. Izzy parted with £115 on 5 lots.
This is what we should all be doing, ditching the bag. This is the loose leaf spoon, the lovely caddy spoon. This is IB, the maker's name of IB. Now, I's are very often J's, so it's got my initials as well. It's something really I should have bought. That seems like an absolute bargain. I see profit.
While James splurged a whopping £265 on his 5 lots.
James has bought a gorgeous, gorgeous chair. It's in that Sheraton style. It's sort of 1820s, nice bit of good Georgian furniture. It's like the chair I bought, except I hate to say this, but it's so much nicer.
Bit of mutual envy going on there. What's the dispassionate opinion of our auctioneer today, Nick Rudge?
A silver miniature chair, It's a lovely little item, it's a cheap little item. It'll make 20 or 30 pounds because it's a novelty. My favourite item today is the George III silver tankard. It's a small little item, it's well carved, it's perfectly formed, there's no damage to it. I think it'll make very well. I think it's my personal favourite.
Proceedings are now underway, so time to squeeze into a seat.
Well, it's a full room.
It's a packed cell room.
That's good. Will James lay a good foundation now with the first lot, his Diamond Jubilee stable brick?
Tenner, £10 bid. 12, £12, 15, 15, 18, 20, £20, £20, second row bid. £20, second row bid where? 22, £22, 25. Second row then I'm going to sell, make the mistake, at £25. Thank you.
Oh, you old brick.
A diamond brick.
God bless the Queen.
Yeah, it's all right, isn't it? It was fun, and I thought it's great fun. You know, how often I'll never see another one again, because most of them will be face down, won't they?
Next up, Will Izzy's novelty golf paper knife. Cut it with the bidders.
10. Paid, £10 bid. 12, sir?
10, okay.
12, 15, 18, 20, 22, 25, 28, 30, 35, 40, 45, £45 seated at the back. £45 seated at the back, away at £45. Thank you.
I don't think he wants one.
That's very good.
£45?
£45, you're making money.
She is. Go, Izzy.
This is clearly what I need to do, James. I need to buy small and cheap like you do.
Yeah. Excuse me.
James's not-so-cheap mirror is under the hammer now.
30, 20, £20 bid.
No,
£20, £20, £20, £20, £20. 2, 22, 25, 25, 28, 30, £30, 35, 40, £40, 45,
Nearly there.
50, £50, 55, £55, 60, £60. Third row then at £60. Thank you.
Profit.
A little one, it's true.
I probably paid a bit too much for it.
Will Izzy's miniature silver chair produce a miniature profit next?
Buy me £20 straight in, surely. 20?
Straight in.
No.
£20 surely. No? 10 then.
Oh.
Bid. £10, £10, 12, £12 online. 15, 15, you're out online. 18, 18, £18, £18, 20 anywhere now at £18.
What was I thinking?
18, £20, £20, 22, 22, fresh bidder, £22, £22, standing bid. Last chance, you're out online as well at £22.
Slap it down.
Okay, I mean, that's not too horrendous.
That tiny sum will disappear in sale room costs, I'm afraid.
It's because it's not a solid chair. I need to stick with proper chairs.
I think you need to stick to wood.
To wood, I do.
Well, let's see how James's 1820s ash elbow chair fares.
Circa 1780. Start me away, Will.
80?
1780.
£50, £50, £50, 5, £55, 60, 65, 70, 75 now online, sir. 80. £80.
See, that's
80,
proving your theory
85.
about chairs.
Yes.
No,
It's a good
£85
looking
bids
chair.
online. £85, last chance, you're sure, online, 90, thought you might.
90.
£90, £90,
This is
£90,
fantastic.
online, in the room, 95 online. You sure? Fill it up if you like.
95.
£95
Go for
bids
the 100,
online,
sir.
then make a
Go on.
mistake at £95.
Oh, what a great result.
That's not bad, is it?
That is superb.
You have given me the gift of the chair.
Or you stole it from her. Anyway, almost double the money there.
I mean, that's got a good age to it. It
has a good age.
Yes.
Izzy's had bad luck with brooches before. Can her Amazonite silver clip make her money?
£10 bid. Oh, £10, £10, 12 online.
12 online.
15,
No, paid
15,
15.
£15, £15, seated at the back. Gonna go then, last chance at
50.
£15.
Now, I did warn you about brooches, didn't I?
Oh dear. Is her luck on the turn?
Don't worry, just put it behind you. Don't dwell on losses. Concentrate on profit.
Will the power of positive thinking serve up a profit on James's expensive Georgian silver tankard? Up next.
Start me £60, 60.
Go on, 60.
£50 someone then, surely. £50 bid. A £50,
know
£50,
it's got to make
£50,
50.
£50, £50, £55, £55, 60, £60, 65, £65, 70. You're out online. 75,
It's creeping
80,
up, it's getting
£80,
there.
£80, 85,
You could do it.
90. £95 online the bid, and £95
Oh,
to
dear.
sell then £100 back again, £100.
£100, okay.
£100.
So you've got- yeah.
£100.
I was
£100
wincing, I
short,
missed that bid.
110. The bid's online. I'm going to sell online at £110. Thank you.
Just scrape through there.
Straight through.
Spending big isn't paying off for James this time, is it?
I felt pressure from you to spend.
You cannot keep blaming me. You are in charge of your own destiny, James.
You tell him, girl. Next up, it's Izzy's South American silver-mounted good.
£30 bid, a £30 on bid, £30, 35, £35, 40, £40, 45, £45 standing at the back, £45
Well in
online,
profit.
a £45 standing at the back, 50 online, £50, 55, £55. You're out online, standing at the back, way then at £55.
Oh, I love that chap.
Well done, well done.
50.
This is looking good, Izzy.
Izzy's back. Izzy's back.
I'm going to need it. You're miles ahead of me.
Rubbish.
It's the turn of James's last lot now, the Edwardian dress set.
£25 bid, 28, and I'm out.
28.
Bids online,
28. Could be 28.
£28. Else want to join
So
in?
we had bids on
Online.
commission,
dear. This could
28.
be-
£28. Thank you.
And you pushed me into those cufflinks. Izzy.
What? I did not.
You said, go and buy some cufflinks. They're very popular.
I didn't say pay
That's
too much
the
for
last
them.
time I'm going to listen to you.
Oh, stop bleating.
Don't stop selling me cufflinks.
Give it up, man. The last item is up now. Izzy's Georgian silver caddy spoon.
I've got 3 commission bids.
3 commission bids.
£40, 45 and 50. So I start 50.
See?
55 online and I'm out. Bids online at £55.
55,
£55 online at £55. And also joining 60 in the cafe.
60.
£60, 65. 70. £70.
I love making a
In the
profit.
cafe now, you're out online, making a mistake, going to sell at £70. Yes, sir.
£20.
Izzy, I have to hand it to you. Very good.
Thank
well
you.
done. Well done.
Well, that was more gracious. Double her money and a bit extra. Excellent.
Well, thank you for the advice.
Come to Herod.
Time for a tally-up. James spent big this time, but had small profits. And that big loss on the dress set has left him after auction costs about £60 down on last time. He now has £339 and 32p. While Izzy made canny purchases and a couple of fine profits. After sale room fees, her piggy has swelled by £54, giving her £238 and 16 pence. So she takes first prize and proves that you can teach an old dog new tricks.
James, are you feeling nervous?
I think the worm has turned.
The worm? I'm not a worm.
No, of course not. Well done. Very good. Well, I'm going to hand this leg fair and squarely to you.
Thank you very much.
You're in the money.
Yes.
To the ends of the earth on the next Antiques road trip.
Most easterly person.
James whistles for it.
And 50 pence.
And Really?
50
Yeah.
pence.
Izzy smells a profit. And a cannonball brings out the doctor in James.
I'm a Time Lord.